Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the etiquette of cheersing. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Demetrius Kane, Andrea Holak, and Wes Harden.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Hola.
Hi.
Heyo. So, yes, we are going to be talking about the etiquette of cheersing. Beka wrote the show, so this should be a good one. She's going to be taking the lead. We'll contribute what we can to the topic, but we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Beka did say there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Beka?
We are wrapping up the year 2022, which is actually really crazy to say because I still feel like it's 2020. But I wanted to see what everyone's plans were for New Year's. And if you do anything, if you give a shit about New Year's, if you go somewhere or if you go to a party, you have people over, what are your general plans for New Year's?
What are your plans? Okay. I like the low key New Year's. So, it not really anything. It involves my mom. So, and then she wants to be done by, 8 o'clock or so. So, so usually if we do something, it's get together, have a few snacks, say Happy New Year's around 8, and then it ends. And then usually I stay up on the couch and then at my house. And then when it turns midnight, I run out with a pot and pan and a spoon and yell Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And that's it. There's a pot and a spoon involved.
What is up with that? My wife's family does the same crap. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Do you guys run around with pots and act like crazy?
Yeah, you gotta get the wooden spoon out. You got to do that. Is
this like a weird St. Louis thing?
I think it's a St. Louis thing because I hear plenty of that going on in my neighborhood as well. I'm not the only one with a pot and a wooden spoon. I hear other ones happening at midnight. No,
that is so weird.
That is a really insane person thing to do. You know that, right?
No, that's a St. Louis thing.
I put an into that. Straight up into that.
I'm coming out to your house. I'll do it. I'll be at your house.
I put an into it for myself. I was like, I'm not participating. My wife runs around with her kids banging on stuff.
All the shit you do, you should at least join in on that. You do a lot of shit. At least you should do is comply with the St. Louis pot and spoon. I mean,
have you tried it?
It destroys pots and pans. I love cooking. Why would I destroy pots and pans?
It destroys them. No, don't go so aggressive. Go lighter. Oh.
Well, yeah, but
Andrea, you lived in St. Louis for a while. Did you do it when you were in St. Louis?
So I didn't do it on New Year's, but when the Cardinals would win like a big game, I mean, I would go out and do that, and you would hear the neighbors doing it too. I mean, I definitely think it's a St. Louis thing. And you always hear the gunshots on New Year's Eve in St. Louis. So you're either banging a pot and pan or shooting something.
That is the most St. Louis thing I've ever heard. All the gunshots, that's
gunshots.
What's so weird about banging pots when everybody else is shooting a gun?
Everyone else shooting. I guess I should have been okay with the pots getting smacked.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Wes, what are your New Year's plans?
I didn't necessarily have plans this year, but after hearing this St. Louis thing, I think I'm going to go purging in St. Louis. You guys need to clean your shit up over there.
Just bring a gun. You'll look normal.
Just bring a gun. No, I don't. I'm not a big fan of like the going out on New Year's Eve, especially like in Louisville area. It's the same old bars, the same old places. You pay 3 times as much, and it's the same old assholes running around. So we either go to a friend's house or have people over, cook, eat, grab food, do something, and usually get drunk and play Cards Against Humanity or some other offensive game, and just have a good low key time like that.
Okay. All right. Andrew, what's your plans this year?
So I am going out with some of my friends. It's like the same group every year, and we've done this for probably 10 to 12 years. And never missed a year. So we got to keep the train rolling. So we're going out in Soulard, which is in St. Louis.
Right.
We're having a nice dinner, and then we're doing some bar hops, and then staying down in the city. So it should be a good time.
Be careful. I'm going to be purging this year there. So,
I'll look out for you.
be careful.
Yeah.
I'll bring my wooden spoon.
That will not save you, by the way. It will actually target you. So
There's another one with a wooden spoon.
That's right.
All right, Demetri, what are you going to be doing for New Year's? All the calves are born now, so it's not.
All the calves are born. We make gumbo.
Okay.
So
Louisiana roots.
Louisiana Bayou gumbo.
Yeah.
Put it over rice with some fresh scallions. And then we actually build a bonfire like all year when we're cutting down timber because we use wood stoves to heat the house and the barns. And everything.
Sure.
And so we make a big brush pile all year long. And then New Year's night, we go out there, douse it in gasoline and
just you should douse it in the heads from the distillery.
Yeah, but we also put you want it to be really big. And diesel does a really good job of that. And so the
smell though. I wonder what the heads would have to be better than the diesel, right?
Diesel's a very expensive way to start a fire.
Yeah.
Well, we might be doing heads this year based upon the diesel prices.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But we by the time we light it at midnight, I don't know that many of us really care about the smell because not a lot of us can walk very far.
Yeah.
And it's at the bottom of the hill, so it's not like we're walking back up or anything. So it's like we're just kind of hang out there by the fire until you get cold, and then you've sobered up enough to walk back up.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Whether you die from hypothermia or the
the fire should help with that though. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for years.
You got to be careful with that beard in a big fire, though, buddy. Be careful.
I burned it off a couple times.
Your signature. You don't need that. Yeah. All right, Becky. Yeah, you asked the question. What are your plans?
Well, it's kind of up in the air right now. My husband called me tonight, and he went out to dinner with his friends, and I stayed here so I could podcast with you, Steve.
Oh, thank you.
And he was like, so should we just go somewhere? And I'm like, I don't know. Well, like, where do you want to go? And I was like, I'm cooking dinner, so we'll think about it. He calls me back. He goes, I looked at flights to like Manchester, but like they're like overnight. I'm like, we're not going to fucking England.
How's he want to go to England for
a trip to England in like a week? I'm like that. He's like, well, I thought, I'm like, no. He's like, well, I'm like, Italy's definitely a no. That's a no for New Year's this year. This needs to be a planned out trip. And he's like, okay, well, like, what about, I'm like, if we do anything, it'll probably be not an international thing for one. And most likely we probably won't even, we might go somewhere. I don't know. But I was in the midst of looking at that prior to getting on here. We're like looking at different flights. I'm like, I don't know what to like. I don't like short-term plans for like big trips anyways. Like I want to be able to like plan things. Like if anything, we might go to like Las Vegas or something like that, which makes sense, is easy, very easy to plan out trips to Vegas. But I don't want to make a trip to Punta Cana or something like this, like Dominican Republic, something like that, like last second, I guess. But most likely we'll be here and we'll end up probably having like friends over and doing kind of like you guys were talking about, like playing like Cards Against Humanity, which I think is the best time with your friends, playing something like that, sitting around, getting drunk, eating a bunch of food. That's usually the ideal situation, but we may end up, I might be on a fucking flight somewhere stupid.
Jolly old England, yeah.
Yeah, to fucking Manchester, apparently.
I vote for Manchester. Like, just
Yeah,
Go to Manchester.
my
Go
vote
to
there.
Manchester.
You got
Yeah.
voices numbered. We should just start texting and be like, "Hey, best
Right.
place to drink in Manchester," and make him feel like it's like, destiny.
My
Becca-
favorite is he doesn't. He's like, well, the problem is like all these flights leave at like 5 a.m, and I'm like, yeah,
You could surprise him and go and book the flights to Manchester, New Hampshire.
that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Or you can come to St. Louis and just be on Manchester Road.
There we go.
Yeah, but then guns and bullets.
Bring your bullets.
Kentucky.
Bring your bullets, a pot, and a wooden spoon. And
Yeah,
you'll be
the
all
money
set.
you save on going to Manchester, England, by staying on Manchester and St. Louis,
Yeah.
you can spend on bullets, and you might have the best night ever.
Yeah.
That's
Royce does like shooting guns.
Yep, take your purge mask.
yes. I'll go with Wes down to St. Louis.
Yeah, just start cleaning the house. Well,
Start laying the
That might
lumber.
be too much fun.
yeah.
So we'll see. Our plans are Lord only.
Up in the air. Up in the air. All right. Fair enough. Well, guess what, gang? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Andrea this time. Andrea, what do you got?
So tonight I am drinking Noble Oak. It's a double oak, 90 proof.
Oh, that was very good.
Sticky cork.
Well, I'll tell you what the hell's going on with this Noble Oak? Everybody tell me they're getting Noble Oak. We get calls about Noble Oak. What the hell's happening? What the hell's Noble Oak? I don't know. I have no idea. Is that a St. Louis thing? All of a sudden, it's just I have no idea.
Good.
It's good. That's the key. It's just good. All right. I've got from Barrel. I've got New Year. So this is New Year 2023. How about that? How appropriate on the show when we talk about New Year. I should have saved that. We have a New Year's Eve show later. Damn it! Thought I was being smart, but I was being dumb. Here we go. Squeaky, decent, not good enough though. Andrew still has the lead. All right. So next up is Demetri. What do you got, buddy?
I'm going to be trying out this Michter's small batch sour mash. So
Okay. No,
Nope.
no, not enough. Not enough. Wes, you're next.
Andrea is going to stay in the lead. I've got a sample bottle of this year's or the fall 2022 Old Fitzgerald Bottle and Bond, the 19 year.
Okay. All right. Becca, what do you got?
I'm gonna just be tasting some samples that I pulled from the Rick House the other day. So I've got some weeded stuff. It's from let's see here, July of 2020. So I just got screw caps.
Okay. Screw cap. All right.
She wins a screw off.
I win screw up.
Andrea, you won the cork pop though. Cheers. Two for
cheers.
two. 2 for 2. All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to see, did we just do that cheers right? We'll talk about that. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Denny Kennard, and my altar drinking Edo is Freddie Miller. I'll drink to that.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about the etiquette of cheersing.
Yes, we are. So, Beka just got educated on this by a customer. So, what do we need to know? What are we doing wrong? What are we doing right? What are some things we can add to our cheers when we're doing them? What do you know about this?
Well, the customer that I spoke with, she had some other things that I haven't actually found, but there's different ways to, like, where you hit on the glass with like how old someone is. But these are some ones that I found that are clinking glasses the right way.
Okay.
So for one, you do not ever touch the top of your two glasses together.
You never tilt. You never tilt.
Yeah, so you never tilt towards each other.
Okay,
ever.
it has to be.
Say it, because also for one thing, this is a lot more breakable than anything else.
Seems like you do that a lot. So
yeah, so like, and everyone always goes
like that. Yeah.
It's like you do the old tip of the hat.
Yeah, so you don't do that.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
You go bell to bell, which that would be.
Okay.
This is the bell, so you'd hit the base of your glass, or not the base. Say Glencairn wise, the rounder portion.
Bell, yeah.
Say for anyone listening, they obviously can't see what we're talking about. Okay. And you're supposed to angle your glass. It says here, tilt your glass slightly towards yourself, rim away from your partner's glass. So that's how you would cheers. Be gentle and don't fill your glass up all the way. Those are some things with just cheersing.
Don't fill your glass all the way. That's good. Yeah.
Although over in, I think it's in Japan or no, China, they fill your wine glass all the way to the top when you are cheersing.
And then some has to fall out. That's part of the
you have to
tradition.
be very careful. Yeah,
that's a practical joke there.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of a hilarious thing.
It's like they do that and they say, look at those stupid Americans cheersing shit balls everywhere.
And another funny thing about just cheersing in general, back in the day, you would pour your glass, you'd pour some of your glass into the person next to you over in Europe, and that was because are you saying that's a lie?
I'm saying I don't do that.
Oh, you don't do that anymore. No, you do not pour yours into the next person's. But back in the day, they would pour you'd pour some of yours into the next person's in case you were poisoned.
Oh.
So that means so that way we both be poisoned.
So everyone would be poisoned.
That makes total sense.
You're putting some into everyone's glass so that
there's a reason there's a reason we defeated the British. So
yeah. So that one I thought was pretty funny. Also, another reason that we call it toasting, allegedly, from one thing I saw, was that you put toast in it because it tasted so horrible.
Really?
I don't know the truth of that one. I saw that one in a quick search when I was just reading through things, and I went, "You fucking put toast?" I mean, I've put crackers in a shop before.
It must have been scotch.
You think a crouton would make it better?
I've put crackers in some vodka before. I'm going to say it maybe improved it.
It turns into mush.
Yeah.
I have a couple I'd like to add to that list.
Sure.
Well, and then here's one more is always keep eye contact. That's obviously a major thing. You're supposed to always have eye contact just to show respect. You're not even supposed to be looking at your glass when you do it. You're supposed to just be making eye contact. Same with when you actually high five. You look each other's elbows, actually, I guess. You're not even supposed to look at the hand, but You are just supposed to maintain eye contact. Keep it short is another thing that is very obvious, but not obvious to everyone. And one more thing is if you yourself are being cheersed, and so making a toast to you, you just stay seated and you can lift your glass, but you technically are supposed to just sit there and just smile, and then you lift your glass afterwards and then you drink. But never lift it up and never take a drink while everyone else is. Wait till the very end and then do that, because otherwise it looks like you're just clapping for yourself and you look arrogant, I guess.
Okay. So in the future, you cheer yourself. They're cheersing you. You stand up. Drink.
You go, hell yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Wes?
Yeah,
So there's a handful of things I've seen over the years with cheersing that I don't know. It's on my like kind of don't do list. One is I would rather hold the cheers until everyone has something in their glass, but the people that like want to cheers with an empty glass, like I feel like that's like defeats the purpose. Like you're supposed to cheers and then have a sip like that. It's not just cheers and then sit back down and stare at someone. It's cheers and have a drink.
Etiquette for being the person giving the toast, you are supposed to make sure everyone has something in their glass.
Yes. Okay.
So you are correct in your anger about that. You are right.
And then it's not anger.
Your old man anger was actually spot on.
Very justified.
Those fucking kids. And the other one is like when you're at a bigger gathering at like a bigger table where you can't, so it doesn't matter the shape of the table. If there's someone on the other side of the table the table's large enough where you can't reach that person, like there's no reason for people to get up. Like you get these people that feel like they have to just go around and ting, 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 and hit everybody. No, you don't have to do that. Everyone doesn't have to relocate into like a witch's circle so that you all have your glass. Like just, you can do an air cheers if you're not in the vicinity and cheers the people beside you.
That is another thing.
If it's a table of 20 people and you only get to cling the bell of the glass with 5 people, it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
You gotta hit everyone.
You're 1,000% right. And they actually said in this that back in the day, more people would actually hit their glass. But now you shouldn't do it unless there's someone at the table that starts to do it, then you can do it. But ideally now it's just a glass raised and not necessarily even clinking anymore. It's just raising your glass to someone and you're not supposed to say, it's supposed to be to your health is technically what it's supposed to be.
To your health. What's the knock on the bar? What is that? What's that?
Oh, I didn't see that part. I didn't look up, but I feel like if someone is going to take a shot, if one person hits the bar, everyone better hit the bar.
You got to hit the bar then.
Right? I feel really awkward if I'm taking a shot with someone and one person hits and someone else doesn't. I don't know. I didn't see what that was.
I bet Andrea's I bet she's written an article about this before.
No, I actually did read about this though, where it says that people that do the knock, like they, raise it up and then they knock, it's supposed to be like to remember someone that's not there, like a fallen friend or family member or someone that's not there with you. It's just sort of a like nod to that person.
So I thought it went back to the saloon days where most people were paying for their shot, not in dollar bills, they were paying in coins. And I thought it was they were tapping the coin on the bar as opposed to the bar to like tell the barkeep like, bang, here's your payment. And then they shoot. I thought that's what that's where it came from.
So my family's really, really big on toast. We're Scotch, Irish, American, everything. But like toast is like, and so the knocking on is kind of what Andrew was saying is that it's like for the fallen few, but the other side is to good health. And so it's like the knocking on, it's like theoretically it'd be a wooden bar. So you're knocking like it's like to health and then you shoot it. So it's like, the idea was that you're like dispelling any bad, like whatever. And so it's like a big deal in our family. Like if somebody forgets something, like you just let everybody, like it's so like that's what everybody's always said. It's like, that's how you do it because of that reason. But that's just like my family's.
Does your mom do that when she shoots?
Only men that drink out in the barn alone. It's like nobody in the family drinks. Everybody's like, I don't drink.
My bad.
But then all the men like go out in the barn and then everybody like drinks.
Got it.
But nobody, like, you come back in the house and it's like nobody talks about it. It's the same
Nobody
thing,
talks about
smokes cigars. Nobody smokes cigars. My grandpa's like, I would never pick up when he was alive. He's like, I never smoked a day in my life. We all go out behind the barn and everybody pulls out cigars, and you're just like,
I thought
that and a bottle of whiskey. Yeah.
Here's another fun fact about if you do not maintain eye contact during a cheers. If it is not maintained, you get bad luck.
Oh, jeez.
And according to lore, if you break eye contact during the toast, you will suffer 7 years of bad sex.
So what if you're cheersing like 2 or 3 people at the same time? Who are you supposed to keep eye contact with?
You gotta go walleye on that. You gotta start looking everywhere.
Yeah, just get crazy eye.
Yeah.
They might think you're insane, but you don't want to have that bad omen.
I would say probably to the person that's making the toast is who you should be maintaining the eye contact with.
That makes sense.
You just made it really stressful.
Yeah,
that's a lot of bad luck. I mean, a lot of
that's
sex.
7 years.
7 years.
Hang out with people.
Because now I'm like, shit. How often have I actually maintained eye contact when I've made a toast to anyone?
Right.
You feel like
Never.
Never.
That can get really creepy too.
Yeah.
Just staring someone in the eyes.
See, this is why I don't hang out with people. It gets too complicated. Now I know the rules, and now I'm not going to hang out with anybody. People are going to be like, cheers, and I'll run out the door, and they're like, what's wrong
Just
with that?
gets too complicated. Yeah.
Don't
like,
cheers me,
yeah.
please.
I just yell and run out the door. Great.
Yeah.
I would say the main ones in this are definitely just don't hit the top of your glass because that's how you're going to break them. Cheers with the bell of your glass.
And don't have an empty glass, right?
Yeah, don't have an empty glasses. And also, if you're the person that's making the toast, make sure that everyone does have a full glass.
What
Or
about
something.
are you allowed to toast if you don't have alcohol in your glass? Or do you like
It
water
said,
or
it
soda?
said yes because there are people that don't drink, and so
Okay.
if you don't drink,
Okay, that's
like
fair.
you're
I
still
didn't-
fine to do the cheers, but you should have some sort of like juice or like water in
Okay.
your glass.
I didn't know if
Ideally-
it was a deal where you're supposed to exclude them and they were supposed to stay.
You,
Okay.
yeah, you make them feel horrible about themselves. No, it said it
I
did
like
say
that.
in there to like if someone does not drink, just make sure they have something in their glass, and also like if you walk in last and like also you're like, oh shit, they're cheersing. You can use an empty glass, but that is
Okay,
not-
that's what I was going to ask because
Yeah.
I've been caught in that before, and it's an awkward situation.
You're like, do I put it up?
I've cheered with the
says-
empty glass because I didn't have one. No one said. All of a sudden they're like, here we go. Cheers, everyone. You know, it's like shit. Well, I didn't even
As long as you look them in the eye, though, you're okay.
Yeah, it said
look deep
just-
into their eyes.
It
Yes,
said
just
last
stare 'em
second,
down.
if you don't have anything, still you need to raise a glass in general. So if you have a glass, even if it's empty,
Right.
still raise it up because it's a respect thing anyways.
It's a
Steve,
respect
it's
thing.
very concerning that you
Salute.
don't have a flask on you at all times. I always, everywhere I go, I'm like a hip flask. Drives my wife nuts. I go to restaurants and I just like yank it out. She's like, you can't do that. It's like,
You can't
Steve,
do that.
you
Sure, you
have
can.
one. I
Well,
can
you
hook you up.
you
need one. I
can
need
do
one.
that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's whether or not you should or not, but you can do
always,
that.
yes. The fact that Steve doesn't have it, and he's been caught without a drink.
Right.
that concerns
It's
me.
happened.
You need to
It's
fix it.
embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Good.
I get it. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, there
I
you
think
go.
Beka should do ABV Network cheersing instructional video, very much like those corporate videos. And at the end, it has like a slogan where she's like, make eye contact, always have a full glass, and go through
It's
like
it's
all
me
those
with like
things.
a
The bullet points
like,
at the end.
all right,
Yeah,
guys, and
yeah.
let's just go over the summary of what I just talked about.
Perfect.
About all of the cheersing etiquette today.
We can
Here's
make
the
a
thing
simple word.
is like this could get too weird. It would either go really, really like corporate official or like weird like school teacher vibes, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
The best thing to do is figure out like a cool slogan word using the first letter of each of your like,
That's really a good
you
idea.
know, like keep eye contact. So it's got the K's in the word, and then you got to figure out what the wording should be. Yeah. Figure
It
that
probably
out.
shouldn't make sense. It would be funnier if it didn't make sense. And it's like, like that's, you know, and it's like keep eye contact. You know, it's just like ridiculous because that would be funny.
Yeah, that would be a great video. You should do that.
They should do that. Instructional video. There you go.
Also, with the if you don't follow this, what will happen? I would
Yes,
like that
yes.
disclaimer
Bad
at the
sex.
end.
For
Like
7 years.
7 years. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, guess what? It's time to wrap up the show. So let's talk about where people can find us. Andrea, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Red Tumbleweed. And you can also find my book on Amazon. It's Bourbon History. You can look for Andrea Holak. Thank you.
Demetri, how about you?
You can find me at Demetri Kane on Facebook and Instagram, or at Nobletons on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, Wes.
You can find me on Instagram at bourbon_West. You can find me on Twitter at bourbonwest, one word.
Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's. This needs to be reiterated.
I had to
A lot
correct
these
someone this
days.
week for you on your behalf. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They're not the only one this week.
Well, I couldn't have it. It was too much for me. This person listens to the show every day.
Jay
And
listens.
yeah,
I'm calling him out, Jay.
yeah.
You listen all the time. You should
Why not
know.
follow
You know my
instructions?
handle, Jay.
Exactly. All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com, the important website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Our shops out there. Our blogs are out there. So much more. abvnetwork.com. Please come by and see us at the ABV Barrel Shop, where we are rolling in barrel picks. 34 since July 9th. When we opened up, and I think we're probably going to get at least another half dozen in this year. So I think we'll hit 40 for that part of the year, which is not bad. So our goal for next year will be 100 during the calendar year. We'll see if we can do that. So
Barrel picks are great for cheersing with, by the way.
They are.
Absolutely,
So
they
get by
are.
and see us. abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Farnets, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the Hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.